What's up, everybody? OT here. Ogyg is in school, as usual, for this time of day, and I figured I'd get on here and just discuss a little game mode called Save the World. We do a lot of talking about Fortnite on this channel, Battle Royale, and all that jazz, but we never really talk about Save the World, which is one of the game modes that I fell in love with very early through Fortnite. And we have been founders of the game since we started playing Fortnite. Actually, would have been season 4, chapter 1. So we're able to make V-Bucks for free off Save the World, and it's a very underrated. I don't know what you call it. A very underrated game mode. It's lost a lot of traction over the years. It hasn't been getting a whole lot of support by Epic, which is sad because if you guys gave it a chance, it's absolutely incredible to play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these tabs, maybe tell you a few things that I wish I would have known. Sorry, I got a little something in my throat. Tell you a few things that maybe I wish I would have known a little bit sooner. Like these tabs, there's a lot of them. It can get complicated and a little convoluted, but yeah, we'll go through them and try to help you guys out as best we can. So the first section is your quest. This is where you're going to find all the things you need to do to progress further in the story mode, as well as weekly and daily challenges for you to complete, and so on and so forth. So we'll take a look at that. So under the gun, as you can see, I got a lot of my main stuff done. So my main quest right now is, I think they're for 88 zones. I've beaten as much as I want to beat or I care to beat in this game. I basically just play it to collect the loot and to get V-Bucks and such now. Weekly challenges. Now right here there should be a daily challenge. You get one daily challenge per day, and it's between 100 and 150 V-Bucks once you complete it. War games, I've honestly never played war games. I've never done endurance. Ventures, I'm not a big fan of adventure, so we won't be talking about those things today. Dungeons is pretty cool. It's a limited game mode that comes out mostly around Halloween. Cram session is new. It's something just for you to gain XP. And then your repeatable quests. So your main challenges here, this is where you're going to be starting, right? This is how you're going to progress your story and get more powerful and go on to the next levels. So then you got your map. You start off in Stonewood, and you have your base. This is your home storm shield. In order to progress from the 12 power level weapons on up past 26 power level, you have to complete storm shield defenses, and I believe it's 6. Don't quote me, but I believe it's 6 storm shield defenses. And if you get a buddy who's a little bit more powerful than you to help run these, you'll go through these pretty quick. Stonewood's quite easy to play, and then you'll be crafting I think it's 54 level weapons, or up to 54 level weapons. It's been a while, so I fall in love with this game, and then I fall out of love with this game. I'll play it for 6 months straight, and then I won't touch it for a year and a half. It just really depends on Epic. As I said, they've taken a lot away from this game when it should be a standalone game. It's literally that good. So yeah, so you go through here. This is where you're gonna find challenges. This is where you're gonna start off in 3 level. It's a grind. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a grind, but it's a fun grind. So you got traps here. You got 50 candy. We'll talk about traps and candy a little later on. Hero XP and gold. And this is where, on the left-hand side here, the rewards. Pure drops of rain. That's for evolving weapons and schematics and stuff, as well as heroes and survivors. We'll get into all that. But this is basically where you're going to play your missions. They're all pretty much the same missions. They're all very repetitive. But you can find ways to make them more engaging. Maybe you want to do a mission where you just build traps and you try not to fire your weapon, or another mission where you just want to go with melee weapons, or just AR, or just sniper, and you want to control the map like that. And that's a fun way to challenge yourself too, right? like in some of the V-Buck missions. And if you're not a founder, don't worry, you're still going to get X-ray tickets, which allow you to get other things in the llama shop. But some of those missions require you to get 300 kills with an SMG, 300 kills with a sniper rifle, so on and so forth. So you can challenge yourself that way as well. So we're going to leave here. We'll go up to Plankerton, which is the next one. Again, storm shield defenses is what you got to do. I only have 6. I think I have 10 in Stonewood because it's that easy. Yeah, I have no endurances. And then I have 6 in Plankerton. And then I have, I believe, 6. Yeah, 6 in Candy Valley. And every time, if you're a founder, every time you complete a power level in your shield or storm shield defense, you get 100 V-Bucks, which is cool. You know what I mean? So I have essentially 1,200 V-Bucks waiting for me if I want it. And then you go down to Candy Valley, and these, you can't play these missions until you've progressed through 6 storm shield defenses in each of these. And then this is the last one. We're hoping to get a 5th area, and you know, but again, it's all on Epic. They've taken so much away. They stopped developing this game as much as they should have, because again, this is a very good standalone game if Epic wanted to put the resources into it. Of course, these matches get a lot harder. Maybe I'll play a mission later on to show you the difference between the two. But yeah, so that's the map. This is basically where you go to play the game. Command. Okay, here's where it gets a little bit more tricky. You have heroes. Okay, you have your managed heroes, which just shows you where all your heroes are, whether they're, Outlanders, ninjas, constructors, or soldiers. And each of these different subsections of heroes, they do something special. They all have their own special traits, abilities, bonuses, and you can really pick the hero that works for you. I predominantly like to use ninja. The only time I'll bring constructor is if we need to put our base down and build and protect, and nobody else wants to run constructor, so I'll do it. I never ever use soldier. It's just not my gameplay. And then I really just started in liking the Outlander. Outlander's cool. They have Teddy, which is like a turret that you throw down. But those are your heroes. Then you have your hero loadouts. These are super important. This is where you're gonna you have a support team. Okay, this is one of the things that I wish I knew sooner. You have your main hero, which I have Lynx Cassandra, and she does her special ability is using Kunai Storm grants a hover of 4 seconds, increased damage of 140 during hover. She also throws, or she might not. My hero throws bombs. I'm not sure if it's because of her or what. Yeah, Kunai Storm, yeah. So she drops bombs. So that's my main hero. I have Soaring Mantis as my team perk. What that allows me to do is get an extra 2 jumps. So one of the cool things about soldiers is when they jump, they can double jump. Now I'm allowed basically 4 jumps with this Soaring Mantis team perk. In order to do that, you need 3 ninjas. So I think I put any 3 ninjas. I put Night Stalker because at nighttime it gives you a speed boost. But yeah, so that's my ninja build. And you can play with these any way you want and find out what works best for you. Beast on YouTube, not Mr. Beast, just Beast, B-E-A-S-T. He does a lot of tier lists as well as hero builds. I'm not that in-depth into Save the World. As you know, we are a Battle Royale channel, but I want to let you guys know that this is a very viable game. It's a super fun game to play. And it's the cool thing about Save the World, it's PvE, which player versus environment. So you get on a team with 3 other guys, up to 3 other guys. And you play the environment. You beat the environment. Whereas Battle Royale is PvP, player versus player. So this is a really cool, just chill game mode to play. We had to, in order to get the Founders edition, you had to buy the game before it went to, or while it was beta. I ended up buying the biggest version of the game, just allowing me to have other heroes and weapons that you couldn't potentially have without buying those editions. We got Defenders. Now, these little guys are cool. Another thing I wish I knew more of when I was younger, like when I started playing the game. These guys, if you don't have enough players to play, You can build these defender pads and place one per pad of these guys. Cool little hot take: if you put a sniper down and you use the obliterator with them, you can box them up so they won't take damage, and the obliterator shoots through walls. It's a wicked sniper rifle. It's very powerful. If you're coming from the BR world, you'll know it as the heavy sniper. So these are very viable if you don't have enough players to play. In the higher zones, even if you have 4, you can put down some of these. So it's just an extra gun for you in those really, those higher end late game. And expeditions, I don't use these as much as I could. I'm gonna do one now. Let's go see what we got. We will go to a trap. So the reason I get traps is because you get materials to create things out of it. So it says here that, where's the power level? It has to be, so it has to be a 760. So basically I have to put enough squad members here that are going to equate to 760, which I'm not going to be able to do. So I only have a 68% chance. See, my power level is 520. I only have a 68% chance of this coming back viable with the optimum amount of traps. So we're not going to do that one. Actually, we're not going to do any. These ones suck. But basically, that's the gist of it. Then you have survivors. Another thing I wish I knew long ago. So you have mythic survivors, you have lead survivors, you have mythic lead survivors, legendary, epic, so on and so forth. So even if you only have gray leader or gray survivors, put them in your squads. Just fill these up no matter what you have. Don't worry about getting them all the same. As you progress, you're going to want to get these symbols right here. Let me see here. You're going to want to get these symbols to line up. So if you look at this guy, you need 2 matches. So I have 1, 2. Okay. You have the heart, which gives you a health bonus. You want to match those up, same with, and this one is 3. So eventually you're going to want to have these all the same for the bonuses that you get. But don't matter. Just throw whatever survivors you have in there right now, because it will help you stay alive in the game. Very important. All right, so we're going to go down to upgrades. So this, you just get via points while playing the game, via experience. I'm max level, so at some point you will never look at these again. And I believe I was in Plankerton when I maxed these out. So you're going to max these out relatively quick, and you'll never look at them again. But these are really cool, I'll let you guys go in and read what these all do. But one's a turret. When you put it to a certain level, you get 2 of them every 3 minutes. Supply drops you supplies. This one's cool, the adrenaline rush, because you can click it and you and any of your teammates around you will instantly heal or be revived. Really cool gadgets. I love what they do. I wish they would develop these a little bit better and maybe add a couple new ones, because they're really interesting to have. Again, tools, just how much you can carry, how much you can store. Again, something you won't look at after you're halfway through the game. Same with research. You're going to max these all out, and you'll never look at them again. Again, makes you stronger, makes you more agile. But at some point, you're never going to look at these again. And your profile doesn't really matter. That's where you're going to find, your XP boosts, your friend XP boosts, so on and so forth. I don't look at that anymore either. So at some point, you're not going to look at, upgrades, research, or profile. But you will use your hero and your survivors quite extensively. Armory. Schematics. So, while you're playing the game, opening llamas, some missions will grant you different schematics. This is how you get weapons. You actually have to build them. You can get them in-game, but as you can see, you can get quite the little collection of weapons. 130 being the most powerful, unless you play Ventures, which I believe you can make up to 144 power level, which I have. Again, I don't play Ventures. But yeah, so you get different categories here. You got your ranged weapons, you got your melee weapons, you got your traps. And you just simply, if you want to upgrade them, click on it, upgrade and inspect, evolve, so on and so forth, right? It's pretty straightforward once you get to playing the game. But you want to level these up as you progress. thing that Epic did recently was take away sharing. I used to be able to craft all these weapons with the exception of the Mythic Storm King weapons and drop them at your feet, and you could have them and use them until they run out, and then your friends could give you more, and that made the game really, really easy. Now you have to craft your own. There's no more dropping weapons to your teammates or supplies or crafting materials or anything like that, which late game it's you kind of need that. So I'm hoping Epic will change that and maybe allow people who are in Twine Peaks share resources, because it's quite important at that at end game. But yeah, these are your weapons, and there are some really, really cool weapons. Some are from BR. You notice like the pump here. I believe this was in BR. Just looking here, the P90 was in BR. The boom bow was in BR. The drum gun, what a classic gun that was. That was in BR. One of the OG SMGs, BR. The quad launcher, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? Save the World definitely has better weapons. Bar none, better weapons. And then something that Battle Royale doesn't really have is, they've had a few, but melee weapons. Melee weapons are my jam. I absolutely love running these with a ninja. Lower tier levels, I can go in with a sword and hit one enemy with it, and then any enemy who walks up to me instantly dissolves from the plume of smoke that's around me for one of my one of my hero perks. But that's weapons. Again, traps. You got ceiling traps, you got floor traps, you got wall traps, and all of these have their own viability within the game. Very expensive when it comes to materials, but a lot of fun to use. I love going to full game without actually hitting an enemy with a weapon or a melee or a ranged weapon. It's just like a sense of accomplishment, So you got your backpack. This is simply just the things you're carrying and the things you can craft. Over here, I just click on one of these and I can craft it. It'll go into my backpack. Same with this, my melees. I just craft it, goes into my backpack. Again, and then these are the materials that I carry currently. I'm getting low on a lot of things, again, because you can't drop things to your teammates anymore, so it's really hard to trade now, or you can't trade now. But these are all materials that you would use to craft guns, traps, and melees. And then you go to storage. This is basically your backpack and what you have in storage. So as you see, I got a couple. I started doing away with these because they are modded guns. I used to have a whole collection of them, and when you start playing, that was kind of the thing. Get as many modded guns as you can, right? I gave a lot of them away or destroyed them. Again, this is just stuff that you have in your storage locker for when you need it. So here's my materials. Again, running very low on everything, but them's the breaks. And you get more storage the more you play the game. The collection book. Now this, you could do a whole video on this alone, but again, this is a quick tutorial to let you know a few things that I wish I knew playing the game. First of all, I wish I didn't collect everything as soon as I got it. There's heroes in here that you can get them back, but it gets pricey. So if I want to get support specialist Hawk, I would have to recruit hero, and I would have to spend legendary flux, which is hard to come by, or I can onslaught, and same thing. Okay. Yeah, so it costs something to get your heroes back, but when you do put them in the collection, it gives you something every time you level up the collection book, which is cool. A nice little trade-off. And my goal is to have 2 of everything in the game, one in my arsenal, in my inventory, and one in my collection book. I don't have everything collected here. There's a lot of people out there who are hardcore into this game and have everything collected. But there's things that you'll never be able to buy, like starter packs. I don't think you'll ever be able to buy them again. Birthday heroes you'll never be able to get. So it is what it is. It's you got to do what you got to do, right? I'd love to collect them all, but it's a grind. There are people out there who have it done, and my hat's off to you because you are incredible. I'm going to take a brief break here. Just pause the video. I think I have coffee downstairs. Okay, so I am back. And yes, there was coffee waiting for me. Thank God. What were we discussing? We were discussing collection book. So yeah, a lot of people, you'll see people out there with a full collection book, and they're just sweats grinding the game. And I know you think battle royale is hard, but this game is, man, to level up it's ridiculous. And then you have resources. So these are the things that you don't carry in your storage or your backpack. These are evolutionary items, like this is the flux. It's expensive to buy, and it's used for many things. You can use it for changing the tier of a weapon from epic to legendary. Right here, you can change a rare item to epic, and you can change a common weapon to rare. You have this is used for opening up event llamas. This is used for buying things from the llama shop. And then this is used for x-ray llamas. So there's a lot of different things here, ways to get items in the game without having to buy anything. Like, there's no money needed in Save the World once you purchase the weapon. Again, other things that are niche you're not going to need to know right away, or these change the element of your weapon from whatever it is to fire, whatever it is to not energy, whatever it is. Can't remember the name of it. What is it here? It says used to make items deal nature damage. There you go. Okay. And then these are the ways you have to have trap designs in order to upgrade a trap, schematic XP to upgrade a schematic. This one makes your weapon deal water damage, and each husk has a different element attached to it, whether it's physical or fire or nature, whatever the case may be. So these weapons coincide with that, and if you're fighting nature element husks, then you want fire weapons, because what does fire do to nature? It burns it, right? So they really took a lot of time on this game and how it works, and to just throw it by the wayside it hurts the community. We absolutely love Save the World. So that is your resources. Locker. When I first started playing this, we couldn't use our locker. Whatever our hero skin looked like, that's what we looked like. But they added this about, God, it has to be 5 years ago now they added the locker. Again, I'm guessing, don't quote me, but I'd say around 5 years ago they added the locker, which is cool, because now I can bring my Save the World or my Battle Royale items that I've paid so much for into my my locker into Save World. And it was a great, what do they call it? That was a great quality of life change for Save the World. And we have gotten some things, like all the mechanics in Battle Royale we get as well, but no new content. The llama shop. This is incredible. So this is where you pay in-game currency to get weapons. So if I spent 50 x-ray tickets right now, I would buy this llama, and it would give me 2 heroes, a rare gun, 50 candy, and a I think it's common, survivor. And I can go and use those right away. I could craft one of the guns. I can put the survivors, sorry, I have 3 survivors. I can put the survivors in my survivor squads, and that would up my power. Or if I have 200 x-ray tickets, I get much better stuff, right? And you can buy these. There's 3 of these llamas and there's 50 of those llamas, so you can have a time. And every time you don't want one of these schematics, you can recycle it, and that'll give you XP towards your towards upgrading other weapons and stuff like that, right? Then this is where you buy. This is what the candy comes in for. So these are vent llamas. This is right now. It's the Halloween. Once this is over, it's going to be the Christmas, or what do they call it? Winterfest, or whatever they call it. And the weapons coincide that come from this llama with that event. Then you have the shop. So this changes with an event. This doesn't change very often at all. Sometimes on a Wednesday you'll get a new item, but the stuff stays until the season is over, right? And really cool items here. And you earn this gold in game quite easily. And then you have the weekly. This changes every Wednesday with the item shop. and it gives you evolutionary stuff. Yeah, you'd also give, you know, weapon or two, a hero, right? So a good way to get in-game stuff. You also have the item shop here from BR, as well as V-Bucks. If there's any questions about this video, if you would like to know anything else about Save the World, or if I didn't explain something thoroughly enough, let me know. I have no problem doing another videos. I really enjoy it. And yeah, if there's any video we can do for you for Save the World, let us know. And that's it for me. Hope you're all healthy, safe, and happy out there. And as always, peace and stuff.